Hi everyone. So in this video, we're going to talk about have we started a new bull market? If yes, how do we play it? And what are the triggers for this particular bull market? And who is leading this particular bull market, right? So before that, a year ago, I had posted a video on how the second half of 2024 is going to be bad for the Indian markets and even the global markets. And that is what we saw from September onwards, we kind of started coming down. Although in December we tried moving past that, but after making an attempt, we had a big drawdown of 20-30% in the broader market. Few of the stocks even went down to 40, 50, 60% as well. So we'll see what is happening now, right? What is giving us a confirmation that we are in a bull market and how do we play it here so that we make the best gains, right? So let's get started. So first we'll look at the charts and see what the charts are telling us, right? So if you look at the Nifty 50, so the Nifty 50 is doing exactly what it kind of did in 2022, right? In 2022, we had a bear market for almost 5-6 months. And then after that, we started moving up. And then we kind of made a new high only in 2023 March, right? March, April, right? So it was a prolonged period of 1.5 years where we kind of went sideways or in the range before we broken out to new high, right? Very similar thing happening now, right? After making a top, let's say in September, thereabout, we kind of corrected. We went below the 30 WMA line exactly for 4-5 months, like what happened in 2022. But after that, we have now moved higher than the 30 WMA line. We are inching towards the all-time high. So now at all-time high, usually there is going to be some resistance. We don't know how much pullback the market is going to give. But let's say if we take that it is going to be similar to 2022, then probably mid of 2026 is when we are going to go past that all-time high and move higher, right? It is not necessary that we do exactly the same. We might do it much earlier as well, or in first shot itself, we might do it. But usually in the markets, what has happened in the past tends to happen again. So we might do a time consolidation as well, along with a price consolidation before we move higher. So this is just about the Nifty 50. It can or it can do even better than what it did in 2022, right? If you look at the Nifty 500, very similar chart wherein we went for a 4-5 month correction below the 30 WMA line and now we are again above it. So chances are we kind of test the all-time high, do a small pullback and then again move higher from there, right? So it all depends upon how well or how quickly the economy bounces back, how strong the earnings of these companies are. That will decide whether we kind of move above quickly or we consolidate and let the earnings kind of become very strong and also the valuations cool off even further before we kind of move above that. If that is going to happen, if 2022 is going to repeat, then probably 2026 midway we are going to break out and start this next bull run, which is going to be there for the next 2-3 years minimum, right? So this is about the both the charts. Charts are telling us that the probably the bottom is already done, the worst is behind us. We are moving higher. So in this, it is not going to be something wherein every sector stock is doing well and you are going to make money. When we are going to be in a range, stock specific action is going to happen. You have to be very particular about what kind of stock sectors you hold. They are going to make money for you. Not everything is going to make money. In a crazy bull market like what started in 2023 all the way up to 2025. So in that those kind of sorry, mid of 2024, in those kind of markets, whatever you buy, they kind of end up making money for you. But here, when we are still not broken out into new highs, you have to be stock specific and sector specific to make money, right? Now, moving on to the effect of the interest and liquidity on the market. So if you take a 10-year horizon, so one of the best bull markets in the broader market started in 2020, 2015, 16, 17. Those 3 years were extremely good. And if you look at it, the interest rates kind of cooled off from 7.5 or 7.25 to 6%. So that, along with the liquidity improvement, gave this particular rally wherein the index moved up almost tripling in that particular move, and a lot of money was made in those particular 3 years, right? And after that, a small interest rate hike with liquidity kind of coming down, which led to a sharp decline of 40-50% in the broader market. Most of these stocks even corrected 60-70%. This is, I'm talking about 2018, 2019, right? And then as the interest rates had started cooling off, the market was about to move up, but then COVID happened in 2020, which kind of made the RBI cut rates aggressively, and they brought it to 4%. So when they first did their rate hike in April of 2022, that is when the market kind of stalled. It went sideways for almost a year, year and a half. But what kind of made the market move higher? Because the interest rates were already high. So the government started spending. It was not the RBI kind of infusing liquidity in the system, but the government started infusing liquidity. That is why if you look at this kind of stocks that kind of pushed the market higher, it was railways, it was defense, it was all your PSU banks, it was your infrastructure stocks. Mostly because the government started spending money aggressively and they pushed the economy as well as the market higher, right? In 2020 and 21, the kind of stocks which kind of led the market was your pharma, chemicals, your IT sector, right? That those were kind of laggards or did not do much in the 2022-23 bull run, right? Sorry, 23-24 bull run, right? Now, what has happened is, again, we are seeing a period wherein the interest rates have started coming down, liquidity is rising. Although the government is talking about consolidation, that is their deficit kind of coming down. So the government is not spending much, but the RBI is infusing more liquidity in the system, right? So this would also lead to a next bull market in the Indian stock market. Maybe not immediately, like I said, another few quarters, we are definitely going to see India making new highs and we being in a bull market, right? The global bull market may start a little later than after we do, but definitely India is going to start a new bull market pretty soon, right? Now, who are the leaders of this bull market? So definitely banks. So if you look at the bank Nifty, it is already at new high. The Nifty is not at new high, the Nifty 500 is not at new high, but the Bank Nifty is already at new high. Why? Because the RBI has infused so much money in the system, liquidity, plus the interest rates have cooled off, which is going to help them get money at a cheaper rate because they were not getting deposits, right? So this is going to help banks with the liquidity, and once the credit growth, which is kind of not that great as of now, once the credit growth starts coming back, you definitely see banks doing extremely well. So financials are going to be the leaders. The charts are already telling us that financials are the leaders of this particular bull market. Then healthcare. Healthcare is about to hit that particular all-time high in the next probably few months or few weeks itself, right? So why is this happening? As more and more people take life insurance and stuff, you see a lot of these hospital stocks doing capex, diagnostic stocks, right? More and more people are becoming aware of their health and all of those things. So as the per capita also improves, people kind of focus on these stuff, right? So healthcare segment should do, or let's say move up into a new all-time high of blue sky territory, and that should also be a leader of this particular bull market. The third is infrastructure, right? So the government knows that the job creation has been pretty weak in India, and the best thing to do to create more jobs, white or blue collar jobs, would be to push infrastructure, right? So if the government starts pushing the infrastructure, the market is already kind of sensing that and it is moving up. Although in the last, before the elections and all of that, what had happened was the government payments to these infrastructure guys had come down, but that has now again improved, and you're definitely seeing that playing out in the charts as well, right? And the last one, pharma. So pharma, why I'm so bullish on pharma is the China plus one story, but something very um, different that is happening here is the whole CDMO space. So if India can get majority of these CDMO orders from the US and stuff, it is going to be very similar to what we saw with the IT sector happening, right? Pharma is something that API and CDMO, this is not something that the smaller countries like Bangladesh and all can take it from us, right? Like what they did with textiles. Because these are complex molecules, complex chemistry that one can't be easily replicate. So pharma can also, it is showing signs, it has crossed the 30 WMA line. It is showing signs that it can kind of move above and cross that all-time high. So these four sectors as of now look very promising. If other sectors pop up, then you would definitely see it on the chart itself, and those sectors would be the leaders. Usually, four, five sectors uh, lead a particular bull market, and you tend to make big money in them because they would be coming back from a correction, and the valuations there would be pretty decent. So in such cases, you tend to make really good money in betting on such sectors and such stocks. Right? Hope this helps, and all of us make a lot of money in this bull run, probably for 2, 3 years, kind of a bull run that we are going to start pretty soon. Thank you.